Have you ever started something with fire in your heart and then watched that fire slowly fade? That workout plan you swore you'd stick to. That business idea that lit you up at 2 a.m. That journal collecting dust after 3 entries. We've all been there. Motivated, inspired, ready to conquer the world. But a few days pass. Life gets loud. Distractions creep in. And suddenly, the very thing that once felt urgent becomes optional. You look back and wonder, what happened to that energy? Here's the truth. No one wants to admit. Motivation is a liar. It shows up when it wants, then disappears when you need it most. That's why people who rely on motivation always start strong, but rarely finish. Because motivation gives you the spark, but only consistency builds the fire. And here's the twist. Consistency isn't something you're born with. It's not a talent. It's a choice, a decision, a daily battle. And most days, that battle's against yourself. It's forcing yourself to get up when you'd rather stay in bed. It's writing one more page, making one more call, taking one more step, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Because those moments, that's where the gap between average and excellence is carved. That's where dreams are either built or buried. You don't need more hype. You don't need a motivational quote. You need discipline. You need commitment. You need to force yourself to be consistent until it becomes who you are. So let me ask you, are you tired of starting over? Are you ready to finally finish what you start? Are you willing to push through the boring, the difficult, the uncomfortable, for the sake of who you could become? Let's talk about how to force yourself to be consistent, and why it might be the most powerful thing you ever do. Number 1, the myth of motivation. Let's get this clear. Motivation is not your enemy. It's just not your savior either. Motivation feels amazing in the beginning. It lights a spark. It gives you that rush. But here's the thing. It's designed to fade. It's not built to carry you through the weeks, the months, or the grind. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for the weather to be perfect every day. It's inconsistent, unreliable, and out of your control. If you keep relying on it, your dreams will stay in limbo. Ask yourself this. How many goals have I abandoned just because I didn't feel like working on them? It's time to shift your mindset from emotional to intentional. Don't act because it feels good. Act because you said you would. That's what separates the successful from the stuck. Successful people treat their goals like a job. They show up, rain or shine, inspired or not. They've mastered the art of moving forward without a push, because they understand that discipline delivers what motivation promises. So the next time your brain says, let's skip today, fight back. Show up anyway. Not because you feel like it, but because you made a commitment to the future version of yourself. Number 2, create non-negotiables. Imagine if every time you were tired or distracted, you had to decide whether or not to brush your teeth. Sounds ridiculous, right? That's because brushing your teeth is a non-negotiable. It's automatic. It's hardwired. It's who you are. Now imagine if you treated your habits for success the same way. What if your workout wasn't optional? What if your writing session didn't depend on mood? What if your daily goals weren't up for discussion? The more decisions you give yourself, the more likely you are to opt out. That's why winners don't negotiate with themselves. They lock in key habits and stick to them like breathing. Ask yourself, what habits are so important to me that they deserve to be non-negotiable? Which actions, if done daily, would change my life in 6 months? Write down the top 3. Start small if you have to, but treat them as sacred. Protect them with boundaries. These are the daily votes you cast for the person you want to become. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be done. Because real consistency is born not from flawless execution, but from relentless repetition, even when it's messy. Number 4, embrace the boring. This is the turning point, where most people hit the wall and walk away. The hype wears off, the excitement fades, and suddenly, the grind feels boring. But let me tell you a secret. That's exactly where the magic happens. Greatness doesn't live in the highlights. It lives in the shadows, in the routines, in the early mornings and late nights when no one's watching and no one's clapping. Michael Jordan didn't become a legend by showing up only when it was fun. He became unstoppable by embracing the repetition, the boring fundamentals that everyone else skipped. This is where consistency separates the elite from the average. Are you willing to show up even when it's not exciting? Because those dull, repetitive reps, that's the gold. That's where the habits are built, the mental strength is forged, and the real results begin to snowball. So the next time it feels monotonous, smile. You're exactly where you need to be. Remember, the boring stuff is the stuff that builds empires. Number 5, use accountability and environment. Let's be real. Willpower is like a muscle. It gets tired. You might start the day strong, but by the evening, your mind is negotiating. That's why the truly successful don't rely on discipline alone. They engineer their environment to make success automatic. Your surroundings matter more than you think. If your phone is buzzing every 5 minutes, if your workspace is cluttered, if your friends laugh at your goals, you're fighting an uphill battle. Clean up your digital space. Create a physical environment that screams focus. And most importantly, surround yourself with people who challenge you to rise, people who show up, people who remind you of your standards when you forget. Ask yourself, does my environment make success easier or harder? Do my friends support my discipline or tempt my distractions? And don't be afraid to build an accountability. Share your goals. Join a mastermind. Hire a coach. It's not weakness, it's leverage. Number 6, track and reflect. What gets measured gets managed, and what gets tracked, that gets improved. Consistency isn't just about doing, it's about noticing what you're doing. If you're not tracking, you're guessing. But when you track your habits, even in the simplest way, you activate your brain's reward system. A single check mark, a chain of done days, a journal entry, that's proof to your mind that you're making progress, and that progress motivates more action. Use a notebook, a wall calendar, a habit tracking app. Whatever works, just make your progress visible. Because visibility leads to momentum. And don't just track, reflect. At the end of the week, ask yourself, what did I do well? Where did I slip and why? What can I adjust to make next week better? Reflection creates awareness, and awareness builds mastery. One off day doesn't mean failure. It means you're human. Just don't let one miss turn into a spiral. Reset, refocus, recommit. Because long-term success isn't built on perfect weeks. It's built on resilient ones. Number 7, make your identity match your actions. Consistency isn't just something you do, it's someone you become. The most powerful shift you can make is from trying to act consistent to being a consistent person. It's no longer, I hope I show up today. It becomes, this is just what I do. Identity drives behavior, and behavior reinforces identity. The more you show up, the more you believe it's who you are. The more you believe it's who you are, the more naturally you'll show up. So start speaking it. Start thinking it. Start becoming it. Say out loud, I am the type of person who follows through. I don't wait for perfect conditions. I just begin. I am someone who does the hard things, especially when it's tough. Let those words shape your choices. Let them anchor your days when things feel shaky. Because once you see yourself differently, everything else changes. You're not just chasing goals, you're becoming the person who achieves them. And that identity, that's your foundation for consistency. Consistency is hard. It's not glamorous, it's not fun, but it's worth it. The people who win in life aren't always the smartest, strongest, or most talented. They're the ones who kept showing up when everyone else quit. So I'll ask you one more time. Are you ready to finish what you started? Are you ready to force yourself to be consistent until it becomes second nature? Because the results you crave, the life you imagine, the future you deserve, it's all waiting on the other side of discipline. You don't have to be perfect. Just be persistent. Now drop a comment below. What's one habit you're going to commit to every single day, starting today? Let's inspire each other with action. Take care of yourself, look after your loved ones, uplift the people around you, and share this message with someone who needs it today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mind Aura for more fuel to keep showing up. Stay strong. Stay tall. You've got this. Let's go get it.